Came out of nowhere. All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome everybody to the Poke Battle Network. I am SosaFlow.
And I'm FishOnAHeater.
And this is the Poke News. We had 2 battling regional tournaments that are returning to the original locations, Natal and Vancouver, kicking off a wonderful run as the PlayPokemon circuit thrives and continues to give us wonderful content. We also had one a couple weeks ago with our good friend FishOnAHeater here out in Perth. Mr. FishOnAHeater, how are you and how was Perth?
Man, things have been wild for me at the moment. Obviously, you know, I came back from Melbourne in February, and then just 2 weeks later, I was out to Perth. Yeah, so 20 players, which, as far as a regional tournament goes, real small. But as far as an Australian one goes, it's pretty good. The numbers in Australia have always been pretty small. We were a pretty small population. It was a definite improvement on the last season, though, so heading in the right direction. I managed to make my way through the winners bracket for most of the way. I got up to the winners final, just like I did in Melbourne. I faced off against, during that run, I faced off against Rob Drogo, who was the champion of Perth last time, and managed to beat him in 3 battles. I also faced Sniped Bra, who was someone that I came up against on stream in Melbourne, and I managed to beat him as well. I came up against Averick in the winners final, he was the runner-up of last season's Perth regional.
Okay.
And he is a content creator himself. He writes for GoHub as their PvP consultant. He beat me 2-0, right? So I walked away from that thinking, oh no, this is just going to be a complete repeat of Melbourne, right? Where I just make my way to the end and then just collapse in the final. We go away and just like do some catching together, like, you know, spinning Pokestops, whatever. We're chatting while we're waiting for the losers bracket to catch up, right?
Okay.
And he tells me about how his strat was to basically just use the team of Trevenant, Umbreon, G-Fisk for most of the time.
And this was after he beat you, right?
After he beat me, yeah.
Okay.
And then we get back to, like, as the losers final is starting to happen. No, losers semi-final is starting to happen. We go back to the venue. And one of the judges tracks us down and says, guys, that was the winners final. You were meant to play best of 5. So we look at each other and we're like, oh, I guess we're not done. So, and the crazy thing about that is that Averick had just told me a strategy.
Yeah.
So, so I like joke to him, like, as I'm looking at my team, I'm like, make sure you lead Trevenant again, right? Sure enough, he led Trevenant in battles 3 and 4. He led Trevenant. I managed to win both of those, tied it up to 2-2.
Okay.
And so it was like, yeah, winner take all in the next battle. I knew he was going to switch it up in the next battle, but it's, you know, when they're running the same thing every battle, it's hard to really predict how they're going to switch it up. So we ended up, I remember leading my Charizard into his Shadow Charizard. And the battle was intense. The battle was super close. It came down to a single fast move, but he did take it out in the 5th battle. Moved on to the winners final, and then I got knocked down to the losers final, where I faced Rob Drogo again. I did beat him in 3 last time. This time, it again went to 5 battles, but he got me. He bastioned on me.
No!
Right at the last.
So you've claimed yourself as top of the Oceania scene there, sir. Well done, making it to the winners finals all the way, or down to the top 4 in the last 2 out there in Oceania. So congratulations there, as we are now going to see who else solidifies themselves on the finalist board, as we're going to get a recap of Natal and a recap of Vancouver heading now.
Ele sabia que ele não ia chegar no bola sombrio, então ele deu direto já o bomba de semente, mas machuca bastante esse Medicham. E aí ele não leva mais nada, assim, não dá. Ele deu no CMP certinho, o Zard tá com contagem em dia, meus amigos. Aí, cara, só sobrou ali, ó, o ex-time com um restinho de vida, ele vai voltar com o Dragonair e vai farmar esse resto. Vai voltar com o Dragonair ou vai voltar com o Red Shield? Voltou de Dragonair, vai farmar o resto e não deu, quase sobrou aquele restinho de vida. Tá com nada, formou e... Tá sobrando nada de vida, tá sobrando nada, só tem um Uber e foi embora, Zard é campeão! Zard campeão do Regional de Natal, meus amigos!
Beautifully done by Zardy, going back to back as the Brazilian champion here. He did it last season, he'll do it again this season. 3-0ing Schneider. GG's to those battlers there as he was rocking that Shadow Dragon there, Ninetales Alolan style, and Obstagoon. On tournaments like these, when they're so closed off, what can you tell us? Like from Perth that we just heard from you, it seems really epic. Is the electricity still there?
For sure, man. It's when the pressure's on that much, it all comes down to the preparation you did beforehand. So like, I don't think it's possible to like rise to the moment or anything like that. It's purely just the more prep you've done, the more off by heart you understand your matchups, the better you'll be able to call them in that moment of truth. You know what I mean?
I absolutely do, and it seems like Zardy did not let up at understanding the game or taking it easy after he claimed his champion crown last season, because he claimed it again this season and did it without losing in the losers bracket. So well done to Zardy on this wonderful championship run.
Dwindling away, these powder snows are adding up. We're going to be getting to the foul play here. I don't know. I think if Dialab was counting, he knows that he wasn't at the return here and can safely let this go. Yes, he knows. He lets the foul play go. It's resisted, preserving that last protect shield for the Swampert. He is so close to victory here, has lots of energy. It's Axon coming in with the Swampert, gets the move through, uses the final protect shield, but this Alolan Ninetales has so much energy.
So much energy. The Weather Ball is shielded. It needs to be shielded. This is the last Pokemon for its Axon, throwing on the charge move tie, and there is still a shield for
this was a CMP.
It was CMP, so the charge move for
guaranteed.
the Alolan Ninetales will be coming through. It is enough to knock out the Swampert. This means Dialab is your Vancouver Grand Finalist champion.
Weather Ball comes through. That is all she wrote, folks. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Alpha Phoebe, regional champion of Vancouver. Congratulations to Dialab Churn. Second place last year. This time will not be denied.
I just ate a whole AXN right now, just now, in the grand finals.
I love it. Okay.
Is a little bit soft to Shadow Swampert and Galarian Stunfisk. So I wanted to bring, instead of Rise bringing Azu, like he brought Azu in Knoxville, I decided to bring Water Gun Lantern. I tried Spark, I didn't really like it, and I actually didn't show Water Gun Lantern until today, actually, because I didn't use it at all during day one. And I thought that would catch a lot of people off guard, even the casters, like you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when we're...
Oh man, you gotta do a lot of GBL battles. I probably have over 25,000 GBL battles. And once you get a good hang of that, you can start maybe starting some grassroots tournaments, some cash prize tournaments. Some organizations do them monthly, and then trying to get good doing those first, and then
Congratulations to Dialab Churn, who has just been threatening to win one of these for so long and finally pulled through on his promise. It's Axon also just showing he is literally one of the best in the world by just, again, placing so highly in yet another regional tournament.
It's Axon not letting up on the gas pedal, making top 8 in every tournament he's gone to. Almost there again for winning another championship, but gets his ticket into Worlds and gets to go and at least try it out again in Yokohama. Dialab, though, put it to the test, and in his interview, he talked about hiding the water gun aspect of his lantern. Didn't play lantern day one, and it was brilliant because when he brought it out, it was absolutely the surprise that everybody wanted. So well done for Dilap with a game plan and a thought process there on coming down to it. A beautiful job. As you see, Fish, these two teams here are really structured the same, but very different in their play styles. You want to give us a little breakdown of what could be interesting about these teams?
So Dilap not bringing a counter user, which is something that Rise to Occasion did just like a week or two earlier in Knoxville. You often think of the counter user as being, well, that's your steal counter. You need the counter user to take on the tanks. But there's other options that perform completely different functions. So like you see the Shadow Swampert there. I think if you're not running a counter user, you probably need a Swampert on your team because that will crush the G-Fisk and the Bastiodon and do very well against a Registeel. You've also got Trevenant, which does really well against G-Fisk and Registeel, which are the two main steel types, the two main tanks in the Open Great League meta right now.
Yeah, and not for nothing, a lot of the battlers that use those tanks, when they see the Noctowl or Trevenant, allow that for a Shadow Ball to go through. Like, that is a huge aspect too, so turning a soft win into or soft loss into a soft win for your next Pokemon to generate more energy, or finding other ways to get wins there. Not having a counter user and throwing out that Water Gunner, so smart on Dilap's Dilap team building right there.
Kind of the same basic structure across all of the regionals teams that are successful at the moment. It's like a tank, a Shadow Claw user. It's basically the same general structure. Every team that does well in one of these regionals will have the same general structure where it's like you've got one or two tanks, you've got your anti-tanks, and then your anti-tanks. Essentially, like having a Shadow Claw user, and like maybe a generalist in there.
In this meta too, this Vancouver, lot of Diggersby were popping up on the scene, and it was really interesting. One even snuck through with Miss Bird Power there, who made the top 8 and just dominated with it. Showed a wonderful aspect of how quickly that big, thick, tanky bunny can boost off those fire punches or get to that earthquake and put that pressure down.
For sure, Diggersby making a bit of a jump in usage, I hear.
Yeah, it has. And it's really interesting too in a meta where you're also seeing the jump of a Alolan Ninetales Shadow popping off. Diggersby being that aspect, like coming in with those fire punches, having that fire ability. Not that many Pokemon have access to that, and that is a great typing.
I am Arrow bringing the Lickitung. It has been out of favor since Noctowl became so big, but I love seeing unique Pokemon. That's why one reason why I brought the team that I did, just because I didn't want to see the same thing over and over again. So I noticed the Shadow Drapion on Whisper's team. There's the Diggersby on Bird Power's team. There's the Dunsparce on Smurfy's team. I do like a Dunsparce.
Yeah. And as we finish talking about the teams and looking now at the winners of the finalists going to Yokohama this August 11th, FishOnAHeater, your name's on that list too, my friend.
It is, which is crazy. Yeah, did not expect that to ever happen.
That is a wonderful list to put your name on, sir. As Dilap Chernin, its accent put their name on under the NA, as NA's way overstacked. And Latinum has added Zardy and Schneider. Fish, who are you most excited to battle against? Who are you looking forward to getting the challenge?
Most of these battlers are highly likely to kick my ass. So I don't know if I'm looking forward to battling any of them, to be honest. I think it's going to be really fun for the 30 minutes that I'll be there. and then I'll be gone. So whoever I do get to face in those first 2 rounds, congratulations to them for progressing. And thank you for the opportunity.
No, man, come on. Who are you, like, excited? Like, if I was on this list, I'd actually be really excited to fight against probably Coxiac, It's Axon, Valiant Vish, and I actually would like to fight against Zardy and 23 EJB. Like, those are a few battler names, like, I would love to come across that I don't get the opportunity to come across all the time. But, like, to come across those battlers and fight against them, would be so much fun. Just watching their playstyle over
content
the
creators for me, like your Caleb, your Rise, your So Technical, like I mean, as you see them on your computer screen so much, it'll be exciting to get to come up against them face to face.
Awesome, yeah, I'm sure it'll be exciting to actually meet them face to face because they'll be able to come out to you soon, or your area. So hopefully you all will be there. Yeah. So hopefully you all will be there on August 11th, getting ready to battle it out. And congratulations to Zardy and Schneider for adding your name onto the Latinum group, and Dilap Jern and It's Axon for adding your name onto the NA group, as our finalists are securing their spots to Yokohama this August 11th. Be sure to catch all the action. And thank you again to Go Stadium for providing us all of the stats and wonderful graphics throughout the tournament while they are going on, as they always are on point and up to date on what is happening in tournament. Silph Season 5 Wave 2 is kicked itself off and splashing down and crushing and destroying any small little town you have out there, because Ionic Cup is a tsunami of team building statistics. Fish, how are you doing on this first month?
Not too bad. Definitely not as good as, like, my first month was just mwah, chef's kiss. Second month was good up until I came back from Melbourne, at which point I like fell off a cliff. I was doing extremely well before OCIC, but then I think just like after OCIC I just was concentrating on other things and just fell off. Month 3 so far, Ionic Cup, I think I'm like 3 wins and 2 losses, so I'm positive, which is great, but definitely not at those world championship contender stats.
Definitely not one of the top 10 stats for sure, but you're getting there. You're getting there. Are you challenger already, sir? You are challenger, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well done. Well done. Excellent. Pushing for that ace. Yeah, well, I mean, that's great. You got 3. That's what it is. If a challenger can only get 3 wins, then I don't feel so bad with my 1-4 right now. I'm having some difficulties figuring out the 3rd month meta for sure. It's definitely a more in-depth team tactical meta. Having fun figuring it out. Not liking getting beat down, but still enjoying the fact that it is you can definitely play with the pool. Like,
if you're not aware, Shadow Beedrill is just the bee's knees. It's so good. It can beat everything.
Oh, it's so amazing. It's just a beast. It literally is the number 2 lock on everybody's spot. And same with Umbreon too. I'm seeing that as well. Have seen Sableye sprinkled out there. 2 top cores for sure. What is your Electron, sir? Which Electron did you choose?
I've gone with the Dene.
The Dene.
Yeah, if you can avoid the Beedrill, it's got some nice coverage. Yeah. Like, being able to resist the Umbreon, being able to cover Beware, which is really popular.
Mm-hmm.
What else? A lot of those neutrons, are the dark type. Like a Alolan Raticate, which I'm actually running Return on mine. Don't tell my opponents. Yeah.
Don't worry.
Return definitely the most useful of the normal type moves it's got. Like, it can run Hyper Fang and it can run Hyper Beam, but you want Return.
Alright. So all the BTW buddies that are watching this, when you come up against Fish in our tournament, don't know that he's got Return. the top 10 already, and it looks like Flying Pizza is not letting go of this top 10 position. You got Rise to the occasion as well. Now we see as well, you've got Franz with a Z.
Beautiful.
Have you seen these battlers in Gym Breakers?
Aspirozotto, definitely.
Okay, what a lovely...
I have seen Franz with a Z in other things, but I forget where I've seen them. C. Leonardo has been in Gym Breakers a lot. Rise has been in Gym Breakers a lot.
Rosenberg, I know, has been on Gym Breakers as well. Ryblet was actually featured in Vancouver this weekend. Great young battler there. So a wonderful top 10 lineup of battlers that we have seen throughout a battling community. So if you want to see how these battlers play and know how good they really are, go check them out over at Gym Breakers or watch them through the PlayPokemon scene.
Moving on to GBL, and we are coming out of the Great League and the Color Cup to move into our new week, which is the Ultra League and the Psychic Cup. Mew being banned for the Psychic Cup, so that is the only Psychic that you can't use. And there's gonna be some big meta changes as opposed to the last time Psychic Cup was around.
Fish. Did you get your fish? Did you get your fish? Fish, did you get the fish?
I've caught a bunch of fish.
Did you get the right
but
fish?
I have not IV checked them yet.
Oh.
So we'll wait to see. I might need to do some checking into like breakpoints and stuff, because the big deal, for those who don't know, is Bruxish with its moveset of Bite, Aqua Tail, and it does no crunch, but it's actually recommended with the spammier Aqua Tail, because you're already doing so much dark damage with the Bite that you can often just finish things off with that Aqua Tail, and you're getting there so much quicker, considering that you've got the low energy generation Bite as your fast move.
Rank number 3, I caught one. I'm so excited. But rank number 1 is that Galarian Rapidash, and that thing's just been given so much love over the last like 3 metas or 4 meta shifts that it's gonna dominate. It's got that Mega Horn, access to Fairy Wind, even to High Horse as well, like, and Body Slam and Dazzling Gleam or Moon Blast, and God, you name it, whatever you wanted to have it, they gave it to it. But this meta is definitely a different Psychic Cup than your last Psychic Cup.
Yeah, it's I mean, yeah, Galarian, like My Little Pony, is so good. But there's also another big meta shift, which is actually coming halfway through the meta, and that is the Community Day of Slowpoke and the Slowpoke family. All of the Slowpoke evolutions will be getting Surf, and that's going to make a huge difference to the entire family, particularly in this case, the Galarian Slowking.
Yeah, because it has access to that poison, and all it needed was just one like energy baiting charge move so that it can actually play into the scene, and it finally gets it, and you can welcome it in. And Slowbro itself, the regular one with that water gun and confusion access as well, finally gets that quick charge move that it can throw off as well. This could be huge, not just in the Psychic Cup meta, but I feel like these two could actually play really well in our metas now, with Azumarill popping off, with those Alolan Ninetales running wild in Knoxville and Vancouver, like having that Slow King, that Galarian Slow King, now with that Surf Pressure as well, and that Poison Sting attack move. Fish, we've been chef's kiss right there.
With DeFi on the GoCast podcast one time about whether this was last season when Premier Cups were still a thing. No, Classic Cups were still a thing. We were like, what's less accessible? Open Ultra League or Master League Classic? Because, like, yeah, Master League Classic's all legendaries, but you don't need to grind out those XLs, whereas you'd have to for Ultra League, and it's probably more difficult trying to navigate Ultra League without XLs.
Down below in the comments then, what you folks think. What is more expensive with your resources, Master League or Open Ultra League?
Master League Classic.
Sorry, Master League
now-
Classic.
yeah, it's no longer a thing anymore. So I feel like it's a bit of a moot point, really. Like obviously the Open Master League, that everything has to be level 50. That'll definitely be
Master
the
League,
most
yeah.
exclusive. But yeah, as for those two back when classics were a thing, yeah, I think the conversation was a lot more close. So good luck to everyone participating in Psychic Cup, I think, and Open Ultra League. I think I'm looking forward to seeing how the Psychic Cup meta shakes up for the first few days, and then how it adjusts after the Com Day. Good luck to everyone with their battles.
Journey we are about to take through Flash for Everyone's Ionic tournament. And FishOnAHeater, what do you think about this journey through Flash?
Sounds like so much fun. It's a great opportunity to learn. It's a great opportunity to get some Sosa Flow shoutcasting, which I always enjoy. One of my, these Flash tournaments, you can actually, earn some real cash doing them as well.
Yeah.
Like that's awesome. That's a nice little frosting on the cake.
They do once a month. They host on their channel. Anybody can participate. Last month, Vancouver champion Dilap was the big Naiad Cup winner, winning $400 as the entry level and inaugurational tournament. This cup, it is a $100 prize pool on the 25th, 7 a.m. So yes, it is a wonderful opportunity. Anybody can join the tournament. You don't have to be on stream to win it. We followed Necrotic Fate, who was TOing it at the time, one of the founders of Flash for Everyone. So FishOnAHeater, I'm excited that you and I are going to be on there, because then, we're going to pal it out. We can really talk about Ionic, and hopefully we have a good and fun look by near the end of the month of what Ionic will have shaped up to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Battlers Radio is where you get to find all of your podcast battling community fun here in the Pokemon Go world. And we have Roundtable Chat Talk, Beginner to Winner, and As the Pokeball Turn as our three Battler Radio. But something interesting happened, sir. And I'd like to ask you if you and Ms. DeFi would like to take your brand new solo PvP Corner podcast and join Battlers Radio.
It would be our pleasure. I mean, that's when GoCast Chris came up to us and said, "Hey, what do you think of the idea of like splitting the two shows?" I was like, "I will do it on the condition that our PvP Corner can be picked up by Battlers Radio."
It is DeFi, it is FishOnAHeater. Why the hell would I say no? I didn't say no to you two when I found you for Friday Night Fights. There's not a chance in hell I would say no to you two for wanting to join Battlers Radio. Absolutely. So we're so excited to have you and the PvP Corner join us on our Battlers Radio lineup. Tune in every week as we will have Roundtable Chat Talk, Beginner to Winner, As the Pokeball Turns, and now PvP Corner. That is going to wrap it up for here in the Poke News. After an amazing Natal and Vancouver Play Pokemon adds 4 new battlers into the world finalists, where Silph Season 5 Wave 2 is still crashing through the month of March, and GBL is up to date with its psychic ideas. FishOnAHeater, you have joined us today. How are you planning on playing out your battling week?
I'm gonna dive into the Psychic Cup. I haven't settled on a team, but like I said before, I am excited to navigate the fresh meta, and I'm gonna keep on pummeling away at my Ionic Cup tournaments, trying to get myself in shape, ready for the Flash tournament happening on the 25th.
And we look forward to seeing what you put out there in the battling world for Flash for Everyone's journey. Now, there is the Netherlands going down this weekend for PlayPokemon as 2 battlers will solidify themselves on the EU list. There is also Community Day this Saturday where we both recommend you get that Galarian and regular Slowpoke and Slowking and Slowbro and build it and surf it all the way to the bank.
Bring on Surf, Galarian, Slowking. Let's go.
Well, thank you, Fish, for joining us. Congratulations on getting 3rd in Perth again. An amazing run, sir, for these last 2 PlayPokemon regions for the Oceania, as you are definitely solidify yourself as one of the top out there.
Thanks, man.
That is going to wrap it up for us here at the Poke News. I am Sosaflow.
And I'm FishOnAHeater.
And like always, enjoy your battles.